The core wound. Why we attract narcissists in the first place. If you keep attracting narcissists, this video is not here to blame you. It's here to tell you the truth most people never hear. You don't attract narcissists because something is wrong with you. You attract them because something in you learned how to survive. And that survival pattern became familiar. This is the core wound. And until it's understood, the pattern keeps repeating. Narcissists don't randomly choose partners. They don't bond through love. They bond through emotional access. They are drawn to people who feel deeply, empathize quickly, and doubt themselves silently. People who take responsibility for emotional outcomes that were never theirs to carry. But this didn't start in adulthood. It started much earlier. The core wound forms when love was inconsistent, when attention was conditional, when safety depended on performance, silence, or emotional intelligence. You learned early that connection required effort. That being easy, helpful, or understanding kept relationships stable. You became skilled at reading moods, at adjusting yourself, at minimizing your needs to keep peace. This wasn't weakness. It was intelligence, but the nervous system doesn't forget the rules it learned to survive. So later, when a narcissist enters your life, their intensity doesn't feel alarming. It feels familiar. They come in strong. They listen closely. They make you feel seen quickly. Not because they see you, but because they are mirroring what you longed for. And if you grew up feeling emotionally unseen, that reflection feels powerful. The core wound whispers, "This is finally it." Narcissists exploit that whisper. They don't connect to your confidence. They connect to your self-abandonment. They notice where you over-explain, where you apologize too quickly, where you stay when something feels off. They test boundaries early, small ones at first. And if you rationalize discomfort, they go further, because the core wound confuses discomfort with love. If you were taught that love includes tension, you won't leave when tension appears. If you were taught that expressing needs causes rejection, you'll suppress them. If you were taught that closeness can disappear without warning, you'll cling harder when distance shows up. Narcissists don't create these fears, they activate them. That's why the relationship feels addictive. It's not chemistry. It's your nervous system trying to resolve an old story. The story that says, if I do this better, I'll be chosen. Over time, your identity begins to shrink. You become more focused on maintaining harmony than honoring truth. You explain their behavior to yourself. You doubt your instincts. You carry guilt that doesn't belong to you. And when the relationship starts hurting, you don't ask, "Why does this hurt me?" You ask, "What am I doing wrong?" That question comes directly from the core wound. Because the wound says love is something you earn, not something you deserve. Leaving a narcissistic relationship hurts deeply because it doesn't just end the present bond. It reopens the original wound. The wound that says abandonment equals danger. That being alone equals failure. That losing connection means losing worth. This is why boundaries feel terrifying at first. This is why no contact feels unbearable. You're not just letting go of a person, you're letting go of a belief system. Healing the core wound is not about becoming tougher. It's about becoming safer inside yourself. It's about teaching your nervous system that love does not require suffering. That consistency is not boring. That peace is not suspicious. Self-discovery begins when you stop asking, "How do I fix myself?" and start asking, "What did I learn to tolerate?" Because once you see the pattern clearly, it loses its grip. Narcissists cannot bond with someone who no longer negotiates their self-worth. They cannot manipulate someone who trusts their internal signals. They cannot control someone who understands their own emotional history. This is why awareness is so powerful. You don't need more patience. You don't need more understanding. You need alignment. Alignment between your values and your boundaries. Between your empathy and your self-respect. You were never broken. You were trained. And training can be unlearned. If this speaks to something deep inside you, it's because your awareness is waking up. And that awareness is the beginning of real recovery. If you want to continue this journey of clarity, self-trust, and emotional freedom, you're welcome to join us. Subscribe to Toxic Relationship Recovery, where healing is about truth, not blame. Your patterns are not your destiny, and your healing starts here.